I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Salandit. Salamanders are amphibians, found in temperate zones across the northern hemisphere. Many species look like lizards, but actually, a lizard is more closely related to you or I than it is to a salamander. We separated from the amphibians more than 300 million years ago, when vertebrate life first crawled onto the land. The second Pokemon family I ever covered on this podcast was Charmander, where I spoke about the unusually common association in mythology between salamanders and fire. Salamanders would often be found inside firewood, then surprise people in their escape from the fireplace. Real-life salamanders have no mastery of fire, but several species are in fact toxic. Salandit is a fire and poison type Pokemon, a black salamander with purple eyes and a fiery red pattern on its back. Pokemon Moon tells us, volcanoes or dry, craggy places are its home. It emanates a sweet-smelling poisonous gas that attracts bug Pokemon, then attacks them. The rough-skinned newt, a species of salamander, produces one of the most toxic substances in nature, able to poison predators from every kingdom of life. This is replicated in Salandit's ability, Corrosion, which allows it to poison any opponent, regardless of usual type restrictions. Pokemon Sun tells us, it burns its bodily fluids to create a poisonous gas. When its enemies become disoriented from inhaling the gas, it attacks them. The name Salandit combines salamander with bandit. The Japanese name Yatomori also combines a word for salamander, Imori, with a criminal, Yato. And the Pokemon does engage in some bandit behavior. Pokemon Shield tells us, this sneaky Pokemon will slink behind its prey and immobilize it with poisonous gas, before the prey even realizes Salandit is there. And Pokemon Scarlet says, it taunts its prey and lures them into narrow, rocky areas where it then sprays them with toxic gas to make them dizzy and take them down. These roving gangs of Salandit are led by the female of the species. Pokemon Violet explains, only female Salandit can produce gas laden with pheromones. Males entranced by this gas will do whatever the females tell them. The whiptail species of salamander have a disproportionate number of males to females, which explains the Pokemon's odd gender dynamics. Pokemon Ultra Sun tells us, the males will do whatever the females tell them. They give the females most of their food. Due to malnutrition, the males can't evolve. A female Salandit, however, can evolve, and at level 35 will become Salazzle. In Hawaiian myth, there is a lizard-like spirit called the Mo'o, known to take on the form of a beautiful human female to entice prey. The dragon elements of the creature, and the actual name, will be reflected in a later Alolan Pokemon, but the female form is reflected in Salazzle. Salazzle is still very reptilian, but it has a slightly more humanoid hunched form, and its eyes and hips are of a very deliberate feminine shape. Its flame pattern is a slightly more pinkish hue, and also has extended around the front to form an illusion of additional female parts. Pokemon Sun says, for some reason, only females have been found. It creates a reverse harem of male Salandit that it lives with. And Pokemon Moon says, filled with pheromones, its poisonous gas can be diluted to use in the production of luscious perfumes. Some of this sounds almost pleasant in a way, but we must remember this is not a devoted mother figure, but a bandit leader. Pokemon Sword tells us, only female Salazzle exist. They emit a gas laden with pheromones to captivate male Salandit. And Pokemon Shield. The winner of competitions between Salazzle is decided by which one has the most male Salandit with it. Of course, on the competitive scene, Salazzle couldn't win through the size of her harem, but she did still make a niche for herself, thanks to the incredible coverage of her typing, and her ability to poison all comers, combined with decent special attack and speed to make the most of it. Salazzle is a salamander able to dazzle her suitors and sizzle her opponents. In Japanese, the name is Newt, combining the English newt with the N, either from flame or bewitching, both equally appropriate. Pokemon Scarlet says, Salazzle makes its opponents lightheaded with poisonous gas, then captivates them with alluring movements to turn them into loyal servants. Salazzle using feminine wiles and underhanded poisonous tactics would be a fairly ordinary trope if she were a human sorceress in a normal fantasy story. As a cool predatory salamander creature, she makes a unique and powerful pocket monster. Music for Luke Plus Pokemon was composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Funding is by supporters at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. I love hearing from listeners. Get in touch on YouTube, social media, or email, and let me know about your favourite monsters. Coming up next are Stuffle and Bounsweet, so let me know your thoughts about those or any other Pokemon. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much for listening. I love Salandit, and remember, I love you too.